This is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about having a zero-waste bathroom. I did a similar video a few weeks ago about laundry essentials you can check out right here, but let's go ahead and get into it. There's a lot of information here. I'll try to keep it brief, but if you're looking for something specific, you can check out the timestamps down below. Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste. And if I talk a little bit too fast for you, you can hit the speed of the video with the gear icon right down. If you're interested in any of the brands mentioned, they will all be linked in the blog post that you can find down below. And the blog post you can also read along with if you prefer to read. First is toilet paper. We have several different options, but in short, growing trees takes a lot of resources. It also takes a lot of resources to cut down a tree, process it into toilet paper, ship it, package it, all that sort of stuff. So instead, let's try these eco-friendly options. First is bamboo, and bamboo is really popular in the zero waste world because bamboo is a grass, meaning when you cut it down, it immediately grows right back. Instead of a tree that you have to plant by seed, make sure that it grows because it actually can be difficult to grow a tree. And it also takes days or weeks to grow instead of years like a tree. But with bamboo, you still have to cut it down, harvest it, process it into paper. It's still a pretty resource intensive process. It's not perfect, but it is better than trees. I don't have any major pros or cons here. I find it works very similar to regular toilet paper, and my favorite brands are Who Gives a Crap and Real. Now, my favorite version for eco-friendly toilet paper is recycled because this doesn't require any new materials that need to be grown, harvested, processed. You take paper that's already been created and turn it into toilet paper. Plus, by showing that I went to buy recycled materials, it's showing that there's a demand to increase recycling and make recycling better. So I like that aspect of this as well. The only brand that I've really seen do recycled toilet paper as opposed to bamboo is Who Gives a Crap, and I love that they're doing that. And of course, we do have reusable toilet paper. I know it's not everyone's favorite option. I'm not saying that you have to go and use it. I wanted to include it in this video for those who are interested. Especially if you pair it with a bidet, it's really not dirty. You're just using it to dry off. And many of them also come with a wet bag storage option to make it clean and sanitary. And when we tried this in Vegas, we liked the ones from Bodhi. It was nice and soft. It's also durable and lasts a long time. But my biggest con with reusable toilet paper is it can be really thick and sometimes difficult to use. Speaking of bidets are a great way to cut down on toilet paper usage because instead of having to use a lot of toilet paper to wipe, really just using a little bit to dry off. The most popular option here is a bidet attachment. It's literally an attachment that you put onto your toilet seat, you screw on, you attach it, and there's a little dial on there, so it's like automatically sprays you. And all you have to do is connect it to your water pump. It's very easy to install. And there are options out there that have hot water, so you do have to connect that to your hot water. It's a little bit more tricky to do. But honestly, water never came out warm anyway. It was a waste of time and money because water takes so long to heat up. You're not using a bidet for long. You're using it for like 30 seconds max, but usually less than that. The water was never warm anyway. So instead, I would just recommend getting a regular bidet attachment with no hot water attachment. While Tushy is a great option and a very popular option, my personal favorite is Whisper Bidet. But I do really like Tushy's handheld bidet. This is a great option for people who are on a budget, for people who travel a lot, for people who don't have a lot of room. We used this exclusively last summer as our bidets in the RV, and they work fine. They're not nearly as good as the attachments, but they work pretty fine. You fill it with water, it's silicone, you squeeze it, and that's it. I really like these too because they are dishwasher safe, so they're really easy to sanitize. And if you're unsure if you're gonna like bidets or not, I think this is a great step because this is like $20 or $30 as opposed to like $100 for the attachment. So it's a good step in the right direction. Okay, we gotta move on to toothpaste, a very common bathroom item. And as someone who is cavity prone, I just had 10 cavities filled, if you missed that. This is a topic that I will not stop shutting up about now. Toothpaste is very important. Brushing your teeth is very important. All sorts of oral hygiene is very important. So the first category of toothpaste we have is toothpaste tubes. Traditionally, toothpaste tubes are not recyclable. They are a plastic metal combo, and mixed materials like this generally are not accepted for recycling. They're just too difficult to recycle. But toothpaste tubes that are fully metal or fully plastic, not a combination, are recyclable. But you do have to cut them open and rinse them out. So it's not very easy to recycle them, but they are recyclable with a little bit of effort. And I know fluoride gets a bad rap in the eco world, and I'm not really sure why. I think there are some health effects to fluoride, but only like if you swallow it. So if you're spitting out your toothpaste, I don't see the problem. Again, as a cavity girly, I use a high fluoride toothpaste. Some options that are fluoride free pastes that come in tubes are David's and Tom's of Maine, and some fluoride options are Tom's of Maine and Hello. They both have fluoride options. Let's move on to glass jars of toothpaste. This is quite similar to your regular toothpaste. It is a paste, but instead of a tube, it's in a jar. So it does take a little bit getting used to having to dip your toothbrush into the jar and use it, but other than that, it works just the same. I also like this because it is much easier to clean. You can just simply place it in your dishwasher. It's also much easier to reuse instead of just recycle. Some fluoride-free options are Geo Organics and Primal Life, and some fluoride options are from The Humble Co. There's also toothpaste powder, I really doubt this is a popular option. One that I tried, I did not like. It didn't foam, it didn't taste very good, so I'm not saying I recommend this. I'm just putting it in this list because it exists. You sprinkle a little on your toothbrush, or you can dip your wet toothbrush into the powder and then use as normal. I just really didn't like the texture of it. A fluoride-free option is from Geo Organics, and an option with fluoride is from Mountain Rose Herbs. The last toothpaste option is toothpaste tabs, probably the most popular option in the zero waste movement, but I simply can't get on board with it. Mostly because a lot of them are not including fluoride, but also because I hate the whole process of it. I hate having to chew the paste, and in my brain, my brain can't comprehend that that's not like a snack. It's not a mint candy. So I always try to swallow it. So that's a me problem, I know, but I also just hate the texture. It's so gritty, there's toothpaste chunks that don't dissolve. Overall, it's not a good experience. It doesn't foam well. And I know I'm like really hyping them down, but so many people love toothpaste tabs. So if you're interested, still give them a try. You might have to shop around to find one that works best for you. But if you're texture sensitive, don't do it. Just don't do it. Save your money. Some fluoride-free options are from Bite and The Humble Co. And some options with fluoride are from Bite, Hello, Unpaste, and Huppy. There are a couple mouthwash options for you as well. There are some mouthwash liquids that you can get, and there's also mouthwash concentrate where you make the mouthwash yourself at home. And there's also mouthwash tabs. Mouthwash tabs are just like toothpaste tabs. It's a little tab, but you add a couple tablespoons of water, it dissolves, and you take that mouthwash as normal. My personal favorite, and maybe I shouldn't say personal favorite, it's the only one I've tried, is from NYX. They sell little jars of concentrate that you add a couple scoops to a jar, you shake it up with some water, now you have mouthwash. But I really like this option. It like combines DIY with easy access. And here are a couple more brands of mouthwash options if you want to try them. Now you can't brush your teeth without a toothbrush, so here are some eco-friendly toothbrush options. First, use what you have. If you already have a stockpile of plastic toothbrushes that you got from the dentist or wherever, use those first. It makes no sense to throw away a good toothbrush just to go out and buy a bamboo one. Alternatively, if you do want to switch to a bamboo one right now, just donate those other ones to a good cause. So the first option is an electric toothbrush. And you're probably like, why would you include this? That does not sound eco-friendly at all. And it actually can be quite eco-friendly because with a regular toothbrush, you're replacing the entire brush, but with an electric toothbrush, you're only replacing the head. Even if it is made out of plastic, it's still significantly less waste than a traditional toothbrush. Especially if you already have an electric toothbrush, just keep using what you have and replacing the heads. There are some really cool options out there that are also made from recycled materials or bioplastics. I have yet to try these, but some brands that I found are from Quip, The Humble Co, and Surrey. But of course, the most popular option in the zero waste world is a bamboo toothbrush. Now, maybe I have just gotten lucky. I have never had one mold. A lot of people can experience issues with mold with their bamboo toothbrushes. My best advice is to just store it upright so that it actually drips and keep the head up instead of head down. They can take a little bit of getting used to at first because, you know, it is made out of wood. It can be a different shape, but once you get used to it, they're really, really easy to use. And they are totally compostable at the end of their life once you just remove the head because a lot of them do contain plastic in the bristles. Moving on to floss. Please floss. I believe that's why I ended up with 10 cavities, was because I was not a very good flosser. So please floss. Flossing, even if it does contain plastic and create waste, is less wasteful than getting cavities filled, than getting root canals, than getting a bunch of dental work done. That requires a lot of waste and energy and money. You not flossing for environment's sake is not going to save the planet. So please save your teeth. I saw somebody talking about a water flosser on TikTok the other day and how they've had this thing for years. They rarely have to charge it because it holds the charge for so long, and the only waste that comes with it is water. It's really, really eco-friendly, even if it is a piece of tech. If you can find one refurbished, that's great. But if you already have one, that's great too. Use what you already have. And of course, make it last as long as possible by taking care of it. Waterpik was the best brand that I could find for this category. Now, my personal favorite way to floss is Quip. It's this little reusable floss pick. I love floss picks, but I hated the waste that came with it, and I was so glad I found this swap. You open it up, you pinch some floss, you cut it, so the only waste you have is that little piece of floss every day. And you can even refill it with your own floss if you want to fill it with compostable floss, which we'll get to in a minute. That's a great option as well. But otherwise, that little piece of plastic every single day, it's much better than, several inches of plastic or even those single-use floss picks. My only downside to Quip is it's not that secure. So there are some times where, and maybe this is a me problem because my teeth are really tight, I would have to use multiple little pieces of floss every single day. Now, speaking of compostable floss, that is the next option if you prefer to just floss like regular flossing, or you can put the compostable floss in your Quip floss pick. Now for me, again, my teeth are too tight to use compostable floss. It was just shredding. I simply couldn't use it. So I gave mine to Dan. Keep that in mind if you have tight teeth as well. But there are different brands of compostable floss. Some are made out of silk, some are made out of bioplastic. But otherwise, you put it in your compost bin, you compost it as normal. You can get some from Eco Roots, Public Goods, Bite, and the Zero Waste store. Moving on to shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. There are so many different options here, but really what it comes down to is bars versus liquids. Bars are a lot more eco-friendly because they are less packaging. They're typically packaged in recyclable or compostable packaging. Sometimes they're even package free. They don't contain any water, which means they are less heavy, which reduces shipping emissions. They're also smaller, which reduces shipping emissions and the amount that you can put on a truck or a plane. But bars aren't always everyone's favorite, so there are some good liquid brands that we'll be talking about. So we already talked about the benefits of bars, so here are some brand options. For shampoo bars, my favorite is the Coconut Crush. It is a small brand from Las Vegas. I cannot recommend them enough. They smell good, they work good, they suds up, but I also have really liked High Bar and Atique. For conditioner, I'm not a huge fan of conditioner bars, but when I do use them, I like Atique and High Bar. And for body wash, personally, I will just go to any local soap maker. There are soap makers everywhere. If you have yet to find one, I'm sure you can find one. If you're looking for a brand without going and looking for a soap maker, I like the Earthling Co., Dr. Bronner's, and By Humankind. But of course, not everyone is a fan of bars, so let's look at some liquid options. So what to look for in a liquid shampoo or conditioner that's more eco-friendly is ingredients as well as packaging. If it's packaged in recycled materials or reusable materials, that's great. Just because plastic is recyclable doesn't mean it's eco-friendly. Plastic is rarely recycled and our recycling systems are so broken, it's better to reduce than it is to recycle. So for shampoo, my favorite brand is Plain Products. And you can learn more about them in full in this video, but in short, they take their bottles back and refill them. They're totally metal, so even at the end of their lives, they are fully and infinitely recyclable. This goes for conditioner too. These are my favorite shampoo and conditioner is Plain Products, and body wash, once again, is Plain Products. Moving on to shaving. If you're really looking to eco-fy your shaving routine, just stop shaving. If you want to, you don't have to. But that's honestly the most eco thing you can do when it comes to shaving is just to not shave. Because shaving can be quite wasteful. It could be disposable razors, blades, shaving cream, and of course time and money. But for those of us who still want to shave, here are some options. First, talking about shave soap / shaving cream. My favorite option here is a shave soap bar. I really like this one from Badger. Put it in a little bowl, you add a little bit of water with a brush, you swirl it around, and now you're left with shaving cream. You can apply it to your face, your legs, or wherever. And just like we talked about with bars, it's less packaging, it's less water, it's less space. And generally speaking, shaving cream containers, the ones that come in like spray bottles, are not recyclable. A lot of places won't accept shaving cream aerosol containers because aerosols can be dangerous to recycle. Now for the actual razor, try looking into a safety razor. There are so many brands out there. This is like the original way people shaved decades ago. So there are options everywhere, but if you're looking for like a fancy, like actually zero waste option, I recommend Leaf Shave. I also like Leaf because they have a traditional safety razor and they have the Leaf, which has a pivoting head, 3 blades. It more mimics a modern razor. This makes the actual Leaf itself easier to master, I suppose, while a traditional safety razor can be a little bit tricky, take a little bit of practice, and be a little bit dangerous at first. So keep that in mind that this is truly open blades, so be careful with this option. But a safer option is an electric razor, just like an electric toothbrush. Yes, it is a piece of tech, but if it's something that you take care of and make last for years and years and years, because you aren't disposing of anything when you're using an electric razor. You're just using that and using a little bit of energy to charge it. Once again, bonus points if you can find one that's refurbished, or if you already have one, just use that. I also like that this is a safer option. A zero waste swap that I don't think people think about is a dermaplaner. A dermaplaner is those little traditionally plastic disposable razors that you use to shave off little face hairs or get off dirt on your skin. And there is a zero waste option for that from Leaf. You just use one blade as well as a blade protector in this little razor, and then you use it to shave off the dead skin and hair on your face. Keep in mind, when this is brand new, it's very, very sharp. It does take a few uses for it to dull down a bit, and it's very, very easy to cut yourself with this. Yes, I know from experience. But I really, really love this. I love dermaplaning, mostly to get all the dead skin off my face, and using those disposable ones that get dull so quickly and then you just have to throw away because there's no way to recycle them. I love this option. Now, all of these options, what do you do with those blades? Let's talk quickly about blade recycling. Leaf shaves a little tin that you can put your blades into, and you can send it back to them to recycle. And I love this option, but you have to buy the tin and you have to pay the shipping to send it back to them. I really don't like this. It's making recycling inaccessible. It's making it difficult and expensive. Cannot recycle these curbside for hazardous reasons, and also many scrap metal recyclers also won't take it for safety reasons. So it honestly is the easiest. Despite the price, it is the most accessible way to recycle your blades if you want to recycle them, which is really unfortunate. All right, let's quickly talk about zero waste period care, and I'm gonna do this quick because I have talked about this in depth in my zero waste period playlist you can check out right here. First is period underwear, my personal favorite swap. I like this because they are comfortable, you wear them just like normal period underwear, there's no learning curve, the only difference is you take them off, wash them, and reuse them. But unfortunately, this one can get quite expensive because they can cost anywhere from $10 to $40 per pair, and you need several pair per cycle, just for the ease of things. So keep that in mind. My favorite brands are Tomboy X, Modi Body, Lilova, and The Period Company. There's also a menstrual cup and a menstrual disc. Here's the quick difference right here. A cup is taller but narrower, a disc is wider but shallower. They both are inserted internally, worn for up to 12 hours, made of silicone. They don't, and you simply remove it, dump it, wash it, and reuse it for your entire cycle, and you only need one of them, making this one of the most affordable zero-waste period swaps. But maybe you like tampons and you don't think you can go away from them. What you can do is instead use applicator-free tampons. If you can, simply just use the applicator-free tampon and just insert it. With no applicator, this greatly reduces the amount of packaging. Bonus points if it's organic. But if you need an applicator for one reason or another, Dame does sell a reusable tampon applicator. You just wash and sanitize it after each use. You load the tampon into it, insert it like normal. And there are also reusable pads. This is the cheapest option if you are a person who really likes pads. They're very easy to use, wash, and reuse. The only complaint I have here is they don't adhere to your underwear like the disposables. There's no adhesive, so they can shift around a lot. It makes it difficult to hike, to exercise, to do a lot of things because they can get quite uncomfortable and move around a lot. Next is deodorant. If you want to, just quit using deodorant. That's totally up to you, but if you don't want to be stinky for the environment, don't worry, here are some options for you. Now, keep in mind a lot of eco-friendly deodorants are antiperspirant, so you will still sweat, you just won't stink. The most popular option probably is deodorant in cardboard packaging. There are so many brands out there, from Native to Meow Meow Tweet, Hey Humans. I found all of them to work very, very well, but a lot of them are quite expensive, so keep that in mind. My personal favorite is deodorant refills. It still comes in cardboard, but it's significantly less single-use packaging. Take the cardboard out, put it into your reusable deodorant container, I suppose, and then you twist it up just like a normal deodorant stick. I really, really love this swap from Wild. And there is also deodorant in glass. This one is probably the weirdest just because you do have to actually like apply it with your hands. So that can take some getting used to, but otherwise, it works just the same. I like that glass is very easy to wash, reuse, or recycle. Some brands here that you can check out are Eco Roots and Fat and the Moon. If you want to hear my full thoughts on zero waste deodorant, you can check out this video up here. And if you want me to review more zero waste deodorants in the future, let me know. A few makeup swaps. I'm not a very big makeup person, but I do have a few swaps for you that you can check out. And I'll also leave more brands linked in the blog post if you're very into makeup and you want to check out more brands that I just haven't tried yet. My personal favorite zero waste makeup brand is Axiology though. I love what they're doing. They are cruelty free, they're vegan, they are like clean ingredients, and of course they are packaged in fully paper, which makes them fully recyclable or compostable, no plastic in sight, and they're multi-purpose. Their color sticks are designed to be used on your cheeks, your eyes, your lips, all over your face, instead of being a single-use product. I also really like Zeraco, and I like them particularly for their mascara. I wear it every time I film. I haven't tried any of their other products though, but this was my favorite zero waste mascara I've tried. I tried a few in the past and they all just fell right off my eyelashes. They dried up, they just didn't work. This is the best zero waste mascara I have found and highly, highly recommend it. And lastly for today is hair care. Again, I'm pretty low maintenance when it comes to hair but like I don't style my hair. I don't do a lot of products in my hair otherwise. I do like to use a wooden brush. If you're looking for a brush, choose a wooden or bamboo one. But if you already have a hairbrush, just use it until it no longer works for you. And you can find these anywhere from the Zero Waste store, Package Free Shop, or your local refill store. I've also really been liking the hair repair from Plain Products. My hair's to a length right now. When I pull it up in a ponytail, some of these ends get caught in the hair tie and it can really rough up the ends. I've been using the hair repair every morning and every night, and I find that it keeps my hair feeling soft and a little less damaged. It's probably also damaged from the hair dye. And another product from Plain is hair gel. This is great for people who, need it to tame their hair. I used this while I was in the military. I used regular gel straight out of basic training and my hair was literally falling out, which is why I originally cut my hair a few years ago. But my last few months, I had to start wearing my hair back in a ponytail again, and I used their gel and it worked great. It actually held my hair and my hair didn't fall out because of it. Okay, that is all that I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed it, found some swaps that you can try, and if there are more zero waste bathroom swaps, leave them down below and I can of course make a part 2. If there's more cards left, you can check out what's in my zero waste bathroom in this video. Once again, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. I will see you in the next video, but until then, remember that your small actions make a big difference in the long run. Bye guys. Forget that. Your meat. This is for the beginning.